Hi guys, welcome back to my channel PV Banks, and I have missed recording and I hope you've missed me too. Let's get into my progress, and today I am going to show you Asia session which I took on Monday, which is my Monday midnight going on to Tuesday. I don't think I will continue doing Asia session just because of the timing, but let's see what happens. I did like it and I really loved the results, so let's take it from there. Right, so as you can see there is a lot of red in my screen, and this is because I decided to change my FEG settings, and I'm just keeping the 1 hour, the 15 minutes and the daily. With regards to session, like the actual 1 minute session time frame FEG settings, I think you can be okay just, you know, doing it with your eyes. I don't think you need it. But what I found was when it hits a good level, so like the 1 hour, if it doesn't mitigate it, or if that's like a prominent area, it just makes trading a bit more easier to see and to know what levels to take TP. So that's why there's a lot of red, and I think I do need to change the settings because it's kind of taking over. Anyway, starting off with gold, as you can see there was a sell signal, and if you look right here there is a tiny FEG, and that was my entry. I am still going for 1-to-1, and you will see my progress. I will be sharing my chart with you for you to see that 1-to-1 actually is all you need sometimes. So as you can see, that was my 1-to-1, and right here was TP for me. And as much as, yeah, it did go into drawdown a bit, it was absolutely fine. I do think with using Wealth Waves, it does tell you your entry. You should know where you do want to take your profit, but I think psychology matters a lot more. So for me, set and forget all the way. Now this was an Asia session, so I was able to go to sleep, and I think that's the best set and forget ever. So as you can see, take profit on gold. Let's go on to US30. So on US30 Asia session, this gave a sell signal, and there was an FEG right here. It did get mitigated, however the sell signal reappeared, and I was already in the trade at this point. So once you are in, just stick it through. I say this to my group all the time, just ride or die. I don't go into break even. I just let it go to stop loss or take profit. Now the only thing is that with indices they do bounce, so if for example it was here, go to break even, you would have been taken out. So I don't like the break even mentality, and as you can see right around this candle I got taken. I got my profit taken, rather. I did not get taken. So I think for this optimal is 1-to-1 RR, and no break even. Even if it does go to stop loss, in all fairness, what's the worst thing that can happen? Like, you can make it up in the next trade, you can make it up the next day. It's really not the end of the world. So for me, the way I see break even is that the trade never happened, because if you're putting on whatever risk, for example $100, and as soon as it moves in direction you try to save it, and then it closes in break even at this point, it's basically saying the trade never happened. Because if you don't get take profit and it just goes to break even and then comes back to take profit, I personally think that's worse. I would rather just leave the breathing room. You have entered the trade with a managed risk, so there's no point trying to save your coins. There's no point trying to then save your trade when you should have already calculated your risk. Now, if you are feeling anxious, if you are feeling worried about your trade, that means you are over leveraging. And if that's the case, you really need to learn risk management, and then only your trades will be good. But that is my advice for anyone trading that goes into break even or is scared if it starts going into drawdown or near to stop loss. Let it happen. Like, what's the worst that can happen? You'll lose the trade. That's fine. The next few you will make up. It's not the end of the world. So as you can see, I've had take profit in gold in Asia session, and I've had take profit in US 30 in Asia session. Now let's go on to NAS. So on NAS, I'm sure you can already see without me drawing anything, it did break the range, and yes, I did enter here. And it reversed, which in all honesty, when US 30 and NAS are in sync, the best trades happen. Sometimes they decide to go their own way and that's just normal. It is one of those things that you just have to accept. But to have 2 trades out of 3 have take profit, I think that's great. So this was Asia session, and unfortunately for NAS it was a loss. However, I'm still up on the day, and I'm only risking what I think is good enough to put on the table. And on Asia session I can still say that it was very smooth. You tend to enter a trade an hour after Asia opens, so for me that's around midnight, and an hour later you're already in a trade, and then, well, for me, I go to sleep. I'm sure anyone else in a different time zone can get on with your day. But yeah, this was the only loss on NAS. Here is my graph. I use Alpha Capital Group, and I love that they don't have any commission and the spreads are really good, so I do recommend them. And I am steadily growing, so I think this absolutely shows that WealthWaves is working well. As messy as it looks a bit squiggly, there has been a steady growth, and I think that's absolutely amazing. I've not had any other strategy that's enabled me to get extremely close to passing my account. As you can see, I am doing the 50k account and the target is 4,000, and at the moment I'm on 3, so not long to go at all. And I know a few more trades, it's fine, I will get there. So the proof is in the profits. I know we normally say proof is in the pudding, but hey, the proof is in the profits. Thank you for joining me today, and join me again on my next video.